Cardinals, listen, I think it's payback because I used to say that Pittsburgh was like the convenience store of the National League Central.
Yeah.
You're not playing well. You pop into Pittsburgh. You win 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4. Maybe pop a burrito in the microwave, and boom, you're out of there.
You're out of there.
They got swept by an awful team, a team that was playing awful baseball, and the Cardinals got decent pitching, and they're still losing games.
Yeah. They're losing games. Losing games.
They're not hitting.
They're not hitting.
Are the Pirates awful, or are the Cardinals
Both.
awful?
They're
And
not
by the way,
hitting.
you know what I don't like about pitchers?
What?
I don't like when a pitcher gives up a bomb and they point up in the air like it's a pop-up that the left fielder should catch. They point up and go, can of corn. Oh, actually, it's a home run that ruined the game. I don't like that.
No.
Gio Gallegos.
Gio explained after
There
the
it
game.
is. I saw that.
There it is, pop-up. Oh,
There it
actually, we
is.
lost and it's a home run.
There it goes.
You guys, this is because you're not in there. If you would have watched the post game,
I did not.
Gio was
I'll admit.
explaining that he was pointing to make sure that the Bally's cameras were able to follow the ball out of the ballpark.
Hey, the moon, did you get that one?
God.
The moon camera,
Man.
Google Earth.
You want to hear from Ali after the weekend?
We got him from, I believe, Saturday, because yesterday it was a Peacock game.
Oh, that's
Today,
right.
you got to find a way to win, especially these type of ball games yesterday. You have to find a way to win. You can't give that one up today. We got to play better. We got to figure out a way to put better at bats. It was tough. Then matching up after the rain delay, the way it lined up where the innings were ending, they were able to go lefty at the top a couple times, which neutralizes those leadoff and Gorman. So from a matchup standpoint, it wasn't the easiest day, but at the end of the day, you still have to find a way to win.
Only that inning that got away from Monty, there was an error, there was a walk, but the 3-2 pitch was elevated.
Yeah, changeup. Not a great pitch, not where he wanted it, got hit. So overall, he was very efficient. Did a really nice job, pounding the strike zone. Sinker was a good pitch for him. The curveball was a good pitch for him. We got some ground balls on the changeup, but overall, he did a really nice job. Unfortunately, to your point, the error walk, and then Joe got him.
Yeah, that was Saturday's game.
Well, Connor Joe, I mean, there's no way you avoid him beating you.
Yeah. Yep.
There are two good things. One, Kisner homered again.
Yeah, I saw
5 on the season. 231 batting average. Just where you want him to be. God bless you, Kiz. And also, you move on, and you got Waino going against the Rangers, who don't really hit much.
They don't hit much.
They don't hit much. So, the matchups are starting to lay out the way you want them to.
Yeah.
Ahmed and Swish. This is hit in the air deep to left field. Kisner gone. The Cardinals are on the board as the 9-hitter Andrew Kisner
The 9
hits the home run to left field.
He bombed that thing.
You're trying to throw a cutter in on him. My guess is it didn't get in there.
Talk, Albert.
What do you say, nice swing?
It was a good swing, right?
Wait. Let's listen to that back. Let's see.
Throw a cutter in on him. My guess is it didn't get in there.
Oh, yeah.
You say nice swing?
I don't know.
Speaking of the mic.
Speaking of the damn mic, Albert, how was he?
Did he say DeSmet? Is that what he said?
How was he?
I was at the race. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Did not watch. I did watch
all right.
Friday, Saturday. I watched the whole second half of the NBA game last night, so I want credit. I watched a lot of sports.
I watched
Give him
NASCAR
credit.
and
Seth, give him the credit.
give him the
Let's
credit.
go.
Give everybody stop. Give Charlie credit
That
now.
said, though, the Cardinals, here's the deal. The Cardinals aren't a good winning baseball team.
Oh, okay.
They just aren't. Because when they pitch well, they don't hit. This is, everybody listening right now, you need an advanced degree to understand this. So if you want to just stop, write this down.
I am.
When they pitch well, they don't hit, Cam. When they hit, they don't pitch well.
They don't.
When you add that up, they don't win baseball games.
Okay, I'm confused. So if they hit, they don't pitch.
Here's the
but
deal.
Then they pitch and hit at the same time?
So starting pitching, pretty dang good the last week or so. But then they don't hit.
Oh. They don't hit.
Can I add a wrinkle? Yeah. And they don't hit against pitchers. They should hit.
That's right.
Like Dick Mountain?
Which is odd to me.
Dick Mountain.
What is going on?
I don't know. How'd the big boy do? Lucan.
2 hits.
2 hits?
Took one to the track.
280.
2 hits.
He's 280.
2 for fire.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
2
He's
hits.
big.
I like that. I like they brought him up. It's fun.
I know.
I like fun things.
You called it, Jimmy. You called it before anybody.
This
Besides
team,
Jeff Jones.
This team, whoo!
The
Rangers are good.
Rangers are dang good.
Here's the thing, though. We got Waino going, and the
yes.
Rangers don't hit so well.
Exactly. It's fine. It's fine. Walker had a little mistakey poo in the outfield. I don't know. You kind of took a bad route. I'm not chirping.
Nice route, Magellan.
Oh,
You beat me to the
Charlie!
What? Was that a drop?
Charlie is right.
You know.
It's okay.
How else was besides that? Did he
No,
look okay?
otherwise, if you take out a few of the Pirates' runs and add a few Cardinal runs, it's a whole different series.
If you avoid the sweep and you focus on a
Yes.
nice ballpark,
Yes.
good weather, a good Midwestern charm,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
If you focus on that,
Rust
it was a hell of
Belt.
a series. Rust Belt.
Oh man.
Andrew Carnegie.
Get him.
There you
in.
Their last 6 starts, their starters have a sub-3 ERA, and they won one of them. I mean, it's really odd. It's really bizarre.
It is bizarre.
So can I throw this out there?
Throw it.
Because, you had this 2-day break, which was a natural time to evaluate. It was about the third of the season mark. Memorial Day had just passed. We always say, we evaluate a team on the holidays. And I threw out a poll on Twitter. Do you think the Cardinals will make the playoffs? And at the time, I still said, if you forced me to bet, I would say they would, just because the National League's not good, National League Central's not good. You got 3 wild cards. And so you got over 1,500 votes, and on Twitter, 58% of people, this is before the series started, thought the Cardinals would make the playoffs. And I feel like this series, I think, would have shifted a lot of people's opinions on that, mine included. I'm not saying the season's over and they're not going to make the playoffs.
It's over.
But,
Charlie the pole master.
but you go into Pittsburgh, it's the easier part of this road trip on paper, and you get broomed.
Yeah, you did.
And it's not just the Pirates.
I like that, bro.
Who got off to a really good start and are now carrying a winning streak thanks to the Cardinals. But prior to this series, the Pirates were total garbage. I mean, I never thought they were going to be good enough to stay probably above 500 because I don't think they have enough pitching. And you can pitch to their lineup. I know they've had some injuries, but they were playing awful baseball prior to this series. So all signs were go for the Cardinals, and they didn't. So
And they didn't.
I can understand people being furious.
Is it the carjackings? Do they have anything to do with the Cardinals' despicable season?
Yes.
I read an article. I'll get into it later, but in the paper today about just cars scattered everywhere from just getting stolen. Cars are scattered everywhere in downtown.
Why don't they get
in
them
front of houses, in front of different places? Garbage trucks can't come by. The tow trucks are so maxed out they can't get to them. There's cars literally littered everywhere, and they're disgusting.
Get a big forklift and drive them over to Cars for Kids. That ad I always hear.
You don't want to get in these
1-800
cars for kids. 8777
Right?
cars
Doesn't that
for
seem
kids.
like that's a win-win?
Those cars have like pneumonia in them and stuff.
You can wash them.
Nah, I don't know. No.
Then sell them for parts and give the money to Cars
There
for
you go.
Kids.
They're everywhere.
Not if I were lieutenant governor, they wouldn't be.
Charlie the Bowl Master. Yeah, you like that, Monty?
Randy!
Oh, hi, Randy. What's up, homie?
Hey, how you guys doing? Is Charlie Marlowe on the day today?
Just got here. Just sat down.
Charlie Marlowe, I asked you a question last week. If the Cardinals are going to make the playoffs, you said with confidence they're going to make the playoffs.
Whoa,
Did you say that?
whoa. Did I say it with confidence, or did you ask me to answer the question? I said, yeah, they'll probably make the playoffs.
Yeah, the latter, I guess. But my question to you is, what confidence do you have besides bringing up Luke and Baker or whatever? This guy's like 6'9", playing on a basketball team. What besides him coming up? What confidence do you have going forward that they're going to do anything?
Well, first of all,
Charlie.
I answered a question. I wouldn't say I was confident, and I'll be honest, I'm very much less confident now. I might actually switch my answer to that question based on one series.
Dang right.
Maybe I shouldn't, but I think just watching that team play, I think the Pirates are okay. I think the Cardinals are just a bad team.
That's all.
I still think the Cardinals are not going to be the worst team in the National League. They're not. I still think they'll creep towards 500. It's not going to be difficult to make the playoffs in the National League. There's 3 wild cards. But this series was ugly.
You got to look at the matchup. So, like tonight is one that favors the Cardinals.
Who's throwing for the Rangers? Perez?
What do you?
Yes.
He ain't that great
what's
either.
What's his stat line going to be, Jimmy? If you had to throw a coin down,
Woo.
what would it be if you had to throw a coin down? Charlie, you too. What's Waino going to get tonight?
I'm gonna go 5 innings. I'm gonna go 9 hits, half of them soft contact. I'm gonna go 4 earned. 5 innings, 4 earned.
5 innings, 4 earned. Okay.
I'm going to go 5 1/3, 5.
Okay. I like that.
What about you?
He ain't getting past the 4th.
So 3 plus.
Yep.
3 2/3.
7 hits.
How many runs?
4.
Okay.
But he's getting lit up pretty good. I don't mean to be negative.
No, but
I'm a realist.
Still shove then.
But
exactly.
The thing is,
there you go.
after, look, it's just logic. You face an offensive juggernaut like the Pirates, where that lineup top to bottom is all-stars. Then you go and face a Texas team that doesn't have many offensive performers.
They ain't going for it.
It just seems like you're in a good situation.
What's their record? Texas. Where are
First
they at?
place, baby. They just swept the Mariners, didn't
38
they?
and 20.
Woo-hoo!
18 over.
Woo!
Batting 278 as a team.
And I think they just set a record for 10-run games. Like they have already at this point of the season as many 10-run games as like the Bronx Bombers from days gone by or something like that. Yeah,
Damn.
they hit the ball.
Did they go crazy in the offseason?
They got Nathan Eovaldi.
They went after a lot of pitching, which is surprising because their hitting is.
Marcus Simeon.
It's funny how that
They got him last year, yeah.
Oh, really?
You go after
Corey
big pitchers.
Seager.
My mistake.
They also got a former Cardinals pretty good that's doing okay.
Yeah. Get him in, by the way, 855-282-8255. The Cardinals should trade everyone not named. Let me think. Hell, I would listen on a trade for literally anyone on this damn roster, including Jordan Walker. He is starting to make me think he might have bust potential.
Oh, my
Wow.
God.
Who says that?
That's Jobu.
That early.
Jobu ain't playing. He ain't playing around.
No, that's prisoner of the moment. Really? You're going to give up on Jordan Walker now because he took a bad route?
Took a bad route.
And also, if
him
you
at
want to
third.
deal a player by the name of Kisner, I'm not with you.
Oh, hell no.
Not right now.
Oh, hell no. Not our boy.
That guy's going to the Hall of Fame someday.
Yep.
Sure is.
The Hot Take Central Hall of Fame, at least.
Oh, yeah, he is. They need to sell. Every tradable asset on the expiring deal needs to be gone by the end of July. Dan the Iowan. Guys are not playing around. If the Pirates are total garbage, Cat, what the hell are the Cardinals?
Complete garbage.
No, what
No,
do you-
like
what-
Cat finished.
What do you, I mean? Did I praise the Cardinals or did I say they were awful?
Can the new circuit attorney arrest the Cardinals for impersonating as ball players? Ooh.
Pretty early, guys, but it is over.
See, I said that. See, look. I said that whenever I said that. I was correct.
Here's Sanderson chimed in and goes, Albert made me uncomfortable in the booth. His English is really hard to understand. Sanderson, dude, you ain't the only one.
It is really
I can't
a
understand.
show.
I didn't see it
I can't
because
understand
I
a word
wasn't.
he says.
Listen, I understand Cardinals fans'
hear that?
complaints. Like, Cardinal fans are the best in baseball, in my opinion. I really believe that because they've treated me well. They're upset about this ball club. They have every right to be. They are upset that they get the MLB package and all of a sudden they can't watch a game on Peacock. They're upset. They have every right to be.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
This ain't no
Like
damn
what?
baseball
How do
town.
you do that?
Football town.
By the way, I saw Charlie Tuna.
Where?
I was going to take a picture. As I was leaving, again, I left about 12:45. Race started about, what?
Oh, did he go?
2:45.
Yeah.
I was leaving. I was going in the tunnel, and I see Charlie Tuna walking up the tunnel to check out the race. And I yelled at him and said, "Hey, Charlie Tuna."
Did he look at you and acknowledge you?
Yeah, but we were kind of far. I was like driving. Charlie Tuna. checking out NASCAR.
Were people coming up to him, signing autographs and stuff?
At this point, he's just walking into the infield.
What did he call you when he saw you?
Peckerwood.
To be honest with you, I don't know if he knew who I was. I probably had a hat and sunglasses on.
No, you were.
Oh, hell no.
He sees you every single
No, but I had a hat and sunglasses. I was in my truck.
Oh, okay.
You might say, it's just another white guy. There's a lot of white guys there.
He's harassed by fans a lot.
He's probably intimidated by you and your truck.
Oh, yeah.
He gets scared about that stuff.
The youngest girl I dated, 23.
Hello, it's the river. Flood, 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 flood. Ah! Oh, I was in the neighborhood and thought I'd stop by. Hello? Hello, I can hear your dog.
When unexpected flooding shows up at your door, be prepared with flood insurance. More coverage, less worry.
Hey, I came in anyway.
So shoes on or off?
Learn how to protect your home. Visit floodsmart.gov/rivers.
Hey, we got Joe.
Joe, what's up, baby?
Oh,
boy.
Bring
What
it,
up,
Joe.
Big Joe? What up, baby?
Hey, I think was it Denny Young? Denny Green famously said, "You are what your record says you are." Right?
Bill Parcells.
Bill Parcells. I think whoever the hell, right? Doesn't matter. Is it wrong though? You look at the Cardinals, every facet of this team. You mentioned the offense, right? Well, they're inconsistent because currently their starting catcher is 1 for his last 37. He's batting .215. Paul DeYoung is becoming Paul DeYoung, a guy who for the past 3 years has been one of the worst players in Major League Baseball. Okay? You got infielders playing the outfield because Tyler O'Neill, we talked about him, he can't stay healthy. And whatever's wrong with Dylan Carlson, who knows? So you got 3 guys. You got Gorman, you got Arenado, you got Goldschmidt. That's what you got. So that's why your offense is the way it is. Charlie, you mentioned the starting pitching last week. Well, I guess if you're okay with guys going 5 innings all the time, like I was so pissed off Friday night. I'm so sick of this organization babying Jack Flaherty. If you think this guy's supposed to be a top-end guy, he's 5 innings shutout baseball. Gets a little bit of trouble 6th inning. Oh, let's take him out of the game right away. Why don't you see if he can get himself out of a jam once in a while? How about that? And newsflash to Ollie Marmol, your bullpen ain't that great, Ollie. Okay, it's not. Okay, not that great, buddy. Okay, and so
Al.
And then your defense, because you guys playing out of position, that's not very good either. So you're stuck with this team that's got the worst record in the National League, and this organization dropped the ball in the offseason. You get 3 million stinking fans coming to your game. You own Ballpark Village. You own all the concessions. You own all the parking. You got lots of revenue. And this is the crap you put on the field. Shame on them. Thanks a lot. I'm out.
Woo!
Well said.
Great call.
Rack 'em.
That was a great.
I'm out.
Dang.
Who on this show says I'm out?
He's out, dude. He's pissed off.
Can I respond to one part of that?
Yes.
I agree with everything he said. So the other day, I did a deep dive into stats just because I hadn't for a while. And this actually surprised me. So we all rip on the Cardinals starting rotation, as we should overall. Now, it has been better the last week. But I looked it up, and I'll read it for you right here. In all of Major League Baseball, the Cardinals are tied for 8th in innings pitched for starters. I only bring that up because, look, the starters have to be better, 100%. But the 5-inning thing, that is all of baseball. And that surprised me because I thought it does seem like every Cardinals pitcher goes 5 1/3, blah, blah, blah. But the Cardinals are tied for 8th, and that only speaks to the changing game. Nobody goes deep. I'm not saying it's right. I don't agree with it. I don't like it.
I get you.
But nobody in baseball goes deep anymore at all.
And it's not just the last 6 games where the starters have posted a pretty good ERA. Overall, it's stabilized after the first month of the season, the starting rotation. I'm not saying it's good. It should be better. But really the problem is that they get nights where they're not hitting. I mean, that's really been an ongoing issue, which is why I've always said, like, I wish they had one more meat eater in the middle of that lineup.
Lukin.
Just for, like, but I wanted a proven guy just because I didn't think Contreras was a middle-of-the-order guy. And this has nothing to do with the slump that he's in. But I wanted them to get a guy like Reynolds from Pitt, something like that, where it's a proven major league hitter so you didn't rely on so many of the young guys. By the way, I think Nolan Gorman should, when you're talking about guys who you count on, I think Gorman now is probably in that mix too, and we left him out. But, yeah, the offense should be better. But I wouldn't say it's all about starting pitching, which is an area they need to upgrade. I'll say it again. They need to upgrade that, and they will. But the offense has kind of been an ongoing problem, despite the fact that if you look at the National League team stats, the Cardinals look like they should be better than they are offensively because they're towards the top in a lot of categories.
This is why we can all dumb it down. For myself, because I'm dumb.
Dumb it down for me.
Early on, Cardinals starting rotation, awful. Offense, pretty dang good.
Pretty dang good.
Still losing. Now, Cardinals starting rotation, week or so, pretty dang good.
Pretty dang good.
A lot better.
Offense, awful. Losing games.
That's it.
That's it.
Simplify.
That's it.
I will say this. If you looked at
Put it
the
together.
way the Cardinals have been, defense, with all the gold glovers, just if you start a series, regardless of who it is, you're going to have an edge probably defense and base running. That's the way it was for the Cardinals. This year, not at all. And you do have a lot of guys playing out of position. Certainly injuries play a part in that. But they're not as good defensively as they should be with all those Gold Glovers. And you do have guys playing out of position. So I think, was it Joe, the caller, made
Big Joe.
some points.
Big
Connor Joe. That was
Big
Connor
baby.
Joe.
Let's face it, fellas. The Redbirds just plain suck. And no amount of speculation, contemplating, hoping that Mozeliak will make a deal or three, complaining, hoping it's going to change them. So as my parents used to tell me as a little boy, if you can't say something nice, just don't say anything at all. So I say let's keep our verbal focus on the greatest game on ice and the soccer team that is in first place, and just for now, the NASCAR and blah, 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 baseball anger by just forgetting St. Louis even has an MLB team. Happy Monday, dudes. Yeah, we do kind of forget about the soccer team here.
No.
They're in first place again, I believe.
I saw that, yeah.
Way to go.
You believe?
I believe I saw it on Twitter.
Well, they put a little 3-game home winning streak together, and they've climbed the standings. They've also, and Seth and I were talking about this before we went on the air, they've really proven now that they can win by scoring without Klaus.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right? They were a little Klaus-dependent early on. Seth said he noticed they had kind of changed their offensive scheme a little bit to get guys involved. You were right on the money.
Leuven and Stroud, big timers.
Leuven is a moving.
Not to change the subject, just because Cap brought it up.
Yeah.
Just some stats to back his point. Defensive runs saved. Team.
Yeah.
St. Louis Cardinals. Remember for years, at the end there, we all ripped on Matheny. The baseball had gotten sloppy. Base running, defense. Mike Schilt comes in, cleans it up. It's back to the Cardinal way. Fundamentally sound baseball. This year, they are 25th out of 30 teams in defensive runs saved at a minus 12. 25th. Basically, bottom 5 in all of baseball defensively. That's what we counted on. We said no matter what with pitching, with offense, Cardinals are going to come. They're going to play good defense. They're going to run the bases. This year, they are not a good defensive team.
Nope.
So those advantages that were sort of built in, they were baked into the matchup, are no longer baked in. And no offense, I don't think you can blame Ollie for this or any. I like Burleson. I think he's going to end up being a good hitter, but he's not a great defensive player. You had Tyler O'Neill in left where he won a Gold Glover. You had Bader in center. You had Carlson. But that's a pretty good defensive outfield. And now just because of injury and guys, to say that where is Carlson? He's got an ankle injury. He's on the IL. It's not like he disappeared. I don't know what's going on with Tyler O'Neill's back. But you take those two guys out of the mix, and then Newt, by the way, is also hurt, a pretty good defensive player. You're just not going to be the same team defensively.
And I think it also speaks to the fact that the team doesn't make sense. Even Jordan Walker, who we love, they're having him out there learning the outfield on the fly. Nolan Gorman is raking. Let's be real. He's not a long-term major league second baseman. The second base position for the Cardinals is statistically the worst in terms of defensive runs saved for the team at -8. And the outfield as a total is -13. All three of those positions are negative defensively right now.
And when you look when you look at the trade deadline, I just wonder who are the guys most like who have value? I know there's guys that Cardinal fans want to see traded. I'm talking about the guys that have value. And I think the guys that teams would covet. Right now, Tyler O'Neill has a back issue. Yes, he has value. I would like to trade guys when value's high, not low. I don't know if that's possible. And I hope he stays here, gets healthy, and hits 35 homers because I think he has that kind of potential. Still, I believe that. But Tommy Edman, Brendan Donovan, those are if you're another team looking to beef up for a postseason push, wouldn't those guys be like gold to you?
But you're not trading Brendan Donovan.
I'm not saying you will. I'm talking about who are the guys that have value to get something like a starting pitcher that you have control for a couple years, like a legitimate. You're going to have to give up something to get something. And then I think Tommy and Brendan are kind of – look, I'm not calling for anyone to be traded. I love both those guys. I want to see them stay. But aren't they kind of interchangeable in terms of how you use them?
Yeah, I would probably – if you're going to move one, I'd move Tommy just because Brennan is much younger. But here's the deal. I don't think the Cardinals will do this because even though they're bad now, and then what are they, 7.5 games out? I'm trying.
You almost.
In a month or two, trade deadline, they'll probably, even if they're bad, they'll probably still be like 5 games out where you won't do a sell-off.
Yeah.
But Flaherty and Monty would have value short-term to other teams looking for pitching because they're both on expiring deals. I don't think there's any chance Flaherty comes back. Monty, probably not. I'm not sure. But if the Cardinals are 5 games out and other teams want a Monty or a Flaherty, are they just going to, with 55 games left, just throw in the towel? I don't think they'll do that.
No, and Mo has even said that. We're not sellers. I asked him in an interview after I told him how great he was, and
But that could change with the standings.
Listen,
I just don't think it will.
No, I just asked him, how do you make knowing that the goal line could possibly move, right? How do you decide when you're going to make that decision? How is that decision made? I know your guys behind the scenes are preparing for different scenarios. And he said, we're not selling. My question is, because I'm not even so worried about this year. Maybe they can turn it around. But they can use this season to trade for someone who they can use next year and going forward, because that's their biggest need going forward is to fill that rotation. So I think based on the fact that just the situation would lend you to being able to beef up for next year now. It's not just trading for this season and the possibility of getting in the playoffs. You also have to look ahead to next season, and you might get more value dealing now than you would later. I'm talking about before the trade deadline.
Yeah, I agree with you. Saw that interview. Great interview. I think also, though...
The Mo
interview. Yeah, seriously. No, but I think that's the assumption that the Cardinals will be about 5 games out. And right now, they're 7.5. I don't think they're going to be 10 games out. But if they continue to play really poorly, I do think that calculus changes. If all of a sudden, trade deadline, they're now 10 games out.
Yeah.
Then it's a different story.
Morning, boys. You are what your record says you are. The Cardinals suck. Why there hasn't been a sports notification announcing a firing is beyond me. Do something. Flotus, Sharon. Somebody else chimed in about Cole and his tweets. He must have had a bad...
Huh? Did you text the show?
No, somebody chimed in about you and your tweets.
All right, you know what? Cardinals suck.
Say they had Cole must have had a hell of a weekend. He was a tweeting machine. Why don't you read a couple?
Suck. He was rubbing in our face. All of Cardinal Nation.
You know what? Cole is a sports fan.
He is. Man.
Yeah.
That's not a negative. That's a positive.
Set aside soccer.
Sir.
And it's easy for me to remember what happened if I wrote it down.
Yeah, that's
So,
right.
As much as it is just to engage in sports talk, it's also just something I could go back and reference at a various point in a game or something like that, just so I can remember what happened and when it happened.
Let's talk hockey. Panthers need some discipline or this series is going to be over quick. Kachuk tried his hardest to get Petro to react, but he wasn't stupid and didn't bite on the sucker punches. I'm thinking the post-whistle stuff will be better tonight. Yeah, man, they just had too many penalties, and Matthew turned the puck over. Boom.
That was a physical
Terrible.
game.
Oh, God, they're killing each other. When Matthew turned, he tried to flip the puck up, and Stoner batted down, went top shelf, boom on Bob. Over. Mm-hmm. Then they just get stupid-ass penalties, and the White Cloud scored, and it'll be a little crazy tonight, man. They better be disciplined. Actually, do you have and what Paul Maurice say? He's so damn cool, dude. I love this guy.
A couple fun ones. Let me see what we got
What's
here.
he saying? He seems pretty cool to
This one's a brief one. It's talking about the speedy high stick review.
I think they were just excited about getting us into the box one more time, so I thought that was fast.
I don't know.
I think they were just excited about getting us into the box one more time, so
and we have
great clip there.
It's a tight game.
I like
Both teams make mistakes. We lost the first game in the Boston series well and got a little better. Then we lost 2 more, got a little better. Everybody just breathe. All right? I feel like you people have been here. You're tight. Could loosen you up a little bit.
Yeah.
He's fun.
Cool. He's totally cool. Totally trying to get him on the podcast, actually. Let's see here.
Oh, he'd be great.
Yeah, he would. Coaches always do well when you get him on.
Am I getting killed on the text? Shouldn't I be getting killed?
For what?
Rights holder.
You just got one text.
I haven't seen.
At the top.
You don't need to watch a game tonight. Waino goes 4 innings, gives up 5 runs, and Garcia and a Garcia bomb, cries after getting taken out, and blames it all on bad luck and soft contact, and may block some of our texters. Wombat.
That could be very
Wombat.
true. Possible.
Oh,
the top text just beat Jim.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're going to beat Jim, then do it.
Get him.
Dang.
Maybe Jim needs another weak-ass interview with Mozeliak.
Oh, son of a gun.
From unnamed. We can't even cite our source.
Oh.
But it's someone on the Illinois side.
Man.
618?
Yeah,
I thought you said it was a good interview.
I liked it.
All right.
I liked it.
You did not watch my interview.
I didn't.
It was Memorial Day, wasn't it?
Yeah, I saw your interview.
Or was it
Yeah, I
Sunday?
did.
I don't-
Which day
Yeah, I
was
did.
it?
I don't know.
Weekend?
He can't remember. He's doing
It
it
was
every
the
damn
weekend.
day.
Who the hell were they playing? Was it the Royals?
It was a day game.
It's a good. That was a good interview.
I think
Jimmy.
it was Memorial Day.
Thank you.
I watched it.
Dang.
This team, though, man, I just feel like we always think because they're the Cardinals, they're going to get out of it. But maybe this is the year where they don't. Who knows? They can't win a dang game.
They can't win a dang game.
It's the Pirates. You're up 5-0.
I know.
I was talking with somebody on Saturday. They're like, what was the score of the Cardinals game? I assume they won because he stopped watching when it was 5-0. I go, no, they actually lost 7-5.
Nope.
But there was a pop-up. Hey, you got it left. Oh, actually, it's gone.
It was windy.
It's actually gone.
I stopped watching that game. So I'm home with Tyler. We're watching. It's 5-0. And I think he wanted to go do something. So we go do it. I got the app on my phone. I look down. I go, what happened?
I know.
What? I fell down. And I started to cry.
That's what I thought.
I curled up in the fetal position.
That's what you do. I know.
No, it's not just because they're the Cardinals that people think, oh, they'll probably get it together. I think if you're rational, I'm not saying this is a good team because they've yet to figure out how to hit and get pitching when they hit.
That's right.
And vice versa, as Charlie points out. It's a big problem. So, no, I don't think what they're doing now is good. But if you look at the roster up and down, they have talent. They have more talent than you would think in terms of where they are with the record, right? If you didn't know, you'd look at the team and go, they're not a sub-500 team. Even now.
They shouldn't be in last place. They certainly should not be the worst team in the National League. They certainly should not be. And by the way, I don't mean to put you on the spot because it's Friday. I'm a big John Denton fan, by the way. He gets in there and he asks his questions. Did you see the Friday with Ollie where he asked him basically, does it hurt a little more when you're up 5-0? And Ollie just goes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a chuckle out of that.
What? So that's the other thing, too, is Ollie
just goes, yes.
Yeah. I've read that Ollie rubs some people the wrong way with his. I like what he does.
Early on, though.
Yeah.
Early on.
Tyler O'Neill, he lost the team.
No, but the whole soft contact deal.
I get that.
Yeah.
But tell me a manager that hasn't tried to put a better shine on things.
I get that. Listen, I don't think Ollie's done a great job, but I would certainly not blame him more than the front office.
What
I
about,
mean,
what about
Mozeliak,
sideline reporting?
I think you've done fine.
Right.
I would say you've done adequate.
Thank you.
Replacement level.
Is Helsley okay? Because he didn't pitch at all in that series, and with the 2 games off leading into that, I'm surprised that they're going to let him go 5 days without pitching.
I haven't read anything. Maybe that's my bad. I'm not there. I'll say this again with Helsley. I know even some of my friends are like, you can't have a guy like that on your roster. No, you can, because when he's right, he's as dominant as anyone in baseball. But you have to use him the way he wants to be used or the way he thinks he should be used. Yeah, he's not as good when he goes back-to-back. Or he's not as good when you go, can you give us a second inning? And he's like, strikeout, boom. So you got to limit your use, which means you have a guy that is probably going to tax the other relievers. But when he's right, he's more dominant than anyone. How many relievers are there? I mean, there's really just a couple that you bring them on in the 9th, and they strike out the side on 11 pitches. I mean, he has dominant stuff when he's right.
Can we go to the narrative? Is it fair? I don't even know if it was fair last year. But Tyler O'Neill, I do feel like there's always something else with him. I'm a fan of his, but I just wonder, is there a head case type situation going on? Because I do think last year the arbitration thing was not the best way to start his year.
Yeah.
And this year Helsley had a similar situation. I'm not blaming that. I just feel like that's just never a good start to the year when the guy feels screwed over financially.
I look at it like that's just part of the business. I get it. But, I mean, every player at some point has to deal with it. I think with Tyler, though, I wonder, is there a push and pull with, like, he wants to get paid. He knows he's still a commodity. Do you risk hurting it worse by coming back now? I think there's a push and pull with, we need you out there. Yeah, if I go out there, I'm going to put myself at risk. I could be wrong, but that seems to be the push and pull.
I know we do this. We'll do this tonight, by the way, with Adolis Garcia and Patrick Wisdom and Randy Rosarena. And some of those are very fair, some not as much. I do think if 4 years from now, Tyler O'Neill has another year like 21, we go, oh, they let him go. I don't think we should do that. I think, haven't we all gotten to the point where Tyler O'Neill...
Going to do it.
But Tyler O'Neill just needs to go somewhere else.
I agree.
And figure it out. And he probably will. He'll probably be Tyler O'Neill somewhere else, which is what? 2-3 years of a lot of injuries and underperformance and one great year. Yeah. And when that happens in 2026, we go, oh, they let another one go. And it's like, no,
I'm not gonna do
he
it.
got 5,000 chances.
Exactly.
He got 5
What if he
million
puts it
chances.
together and has 3 straight seasons of 30 homers?
Well, they gave him every opportunity to do
it
that
here.
He's gotten a lot of opportunities. Yeah. He's hurt a lot. So sometimes also it's just not going to happen.
I couldn't watch because of the Peacock situation. Was Albert really awful, as I read about on Twitter? No, I thought he was great, besides the fact you can't understand him. But other than that, he was great.
Whoa.
Ugly.
I listened.
I thought he was great, besides the fact you cannot understand a damn word that he says. But other than that, he was great.
Is that important?
No, of course not. Yes, it is.
He's not that hard to understand. I don't think so. He speaks pretty softly, but I understand what he's saying.
3-man booth.
You watched it?
Yeah, I watched.
You
I
have
didn't
Peacock?
like the first. Well, I didn't.
You have caption on?
I didn't use Peacock, but I found a way to watch.
Oh, you scammed him? You
I'm
scammer.
telling Dana White.
You little scammer.
5-0, we got him.
All right, so
But
you're the
I thought
only
he was
one that
fine.
watched it, but you thought he was fine.
I thought he did, yeah, and he would try and predict like what pitches were coming.
Tony
and
Romo.
would break down why he would think that. Some people like that though. I thought he was fine. He's just like I said. He just spoke really softly into the mic, and like I don't know. He's
That's
not
a problem.
It wasn't like I don't know. He's not like Big Papi. Like you can't expect him
Can't
to be
understand him
somebody
either.
that's like I don't know, very like jubilant and like all happy the whole time. It was also a 10:30 in the morning game. Well, 11:30 there.
What do we have Daddy on?
Yeah.
What's up, homie? I saw your brother. I saw your brother and his girl at First Form, looking all jacked.
Yeah, he's probably jacked. I was gonna say he's been lifting a lot lately.
He looks good.
What do you got going on in the background?
What are you
there?
doing? I'm hungry.
I'm just going through some papers. So Sharon, I agree with you. The reason why he's not fired yet is because this would mean the third manager that he's hired that makes him look worse if he fires another one. That's the only thing I can think of at this point. I don't understand how. I mean, you have coming into the season, you have 2 NL MVP contenders in Arenado and Goldschmidt, and clearly one hasn't played anything close to that. But going into the season, that's what you have on paper, and you add Contreras, and this is the kind of output you get. I mean, the worst record in the National League. Any other organization at this point would probably have the manager fired by now. Am I right? Or am I wrong? Like,
So what? When you say he doesn't want to look bad, meaning Mo?
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like.
Well, you don't think that's like a group decision? You don't think if DeWitt?
Okay, sorry. The brass with him, I guess. Like, it'll just make it look like a failure in terms of this is the third guy I've hired and I've swung and missed on.
No question, it'd be a
Even
bad
though
look.
I think Jill was good.
I like to point out that it's been my experience that it is a group think with the Cardinal front office. Is Mo gets all the heat. It's not all him. You know, the owner has a hand in it too, and they have a whole bunch of people on the payroll that help them make those decisions. So, but I agree. I mean, if they fired Ali or shifted him to another position, it does look bad because it's an organization saying we're going to bring in our homegrown guy here to manage, and it hadn't worked out.
You want him gone, Daddy? You want him gone?
I mean, I don't know what else you're going to do to shake it up. There's really not a lot of amazing starting pitchers out there. I know everyone clamors for, I'll go get this guy, that guy. I mean, the numbers are down around baseball in general for pitchers. And Shane Bieber, you'd have to give up an arm and a leg for, even though I'd be fine with that just because I think you need an ace in here badly. But even like Charlie said a few weeks ago, his numbers are down in terms of like strikeouts and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. They're in a really tough spot. And God love Adam Wainwright, great guy. but he's blocking a spot in the rotation at this point. And even if he goes out tonight, and I just even in that ballpark, I don't feel like he's going to pitch a gem by any means. That offense is cooking right now too in Texas.
Yeah, that offense is scuffling a little bit.
They ain't good.
It's time for Waino to capitalize on offense that's scuffling a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to look at the numbers behind the numbers.
Got to get those 200 wins.
Yep.
That's
more
more important than winning.
That's right, Charlie.
And I honestly, I know you're kind of kidding around, but I know you're being serious. I mean, that's kind of, I feel like, the issue. And, I mean, they'll never take him out of the rotation, and therefore every 5 days you might get a win here and there, but I don't see it happening. I love Wainwright, but it's kind of over, and that's the problem is you're relying on a rookie and Libator and him to turn it around. Like Barry Odom said, it's a turnaround, and I just don't.
It's a turnaround. It's a turnaround, Daddy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's bad.
I got you.
We got Blues hockey in a few months, though.
There we go.
Yeah, and you know what, Daddy Padre, I like you.
There we
I want to
go.
leave you with something that'll brighten your day. Kiz homered.
Yes, he did.
That's our boy.
And Albert said, "Nice swing."
Can I ask a legitimate question? And this is, I love Contreras, by the way. I'm just curious. Like, Kat, you've been around him for years, and you've seen kids come up and everything. Do you think? And I know that they signed Contreras. So this is hindsight. This is just for fun. Do you think kids could have put up similar numbers to Contreras in like a normal, like if he played every day and whatnot? You know what I mean? Because right now he has the same amount of home runs than him, and he's barely played. But I mean, before the season, everyone would laugh at you if you said this. You know, if you were comparing the two, but. You think he could have put up the same amount of numbers?
I think by the time the season ends, Contreras' numbers will be decent, and he'll have better power numbers, I think, than Kisner could have put up. I still like Kisner in terms of the way he calls a game and the way the pitchers lean on him. Offensively, though, I would take Contreras over him. I don't know if that answers your question.
Did you hear that?
Yeah,
he was talking soft again.
Yeah.
Well, he's trying to be like Albert.
Good pitch.
I think Contreras' numbers will be better by seasons, and I would take him offensively over
There he
Kisner.
is, Jim.
I still like the way Kisner handles pitchers, and I know they like the way he goes about it as well.
There you go.
And Daddy Padre, to your earlier question about Ollie, I don't think he's going to be fired, by the way. I just don't. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be fired. I just don't think he will be fired. But look at Mike Matheny. They had all the success in his first, 12, 13, 14, 15. He gets fired all-star break of basically the third season where they had been trending down and didn't make the playoffs. And really, you could go back to 13 if you want to go, okay, World Series to NLCS to making the playoffs to no playoffs to a season where they didn't make the playoffs at the end with Schilt, but they fired Matheny at the all-star break. So again, I don't think that Ollie Marmol will be fired. But if any team does that, the all-star break is more of kind of the natural time to do something like that. But I just want it to be known. I don't think he's going to get fired at all.
I'm with Charlie.
Okay.
I think this is a perfect time to take a break and make it a nice long one because I have to.
You got to go take care of some business.
There you go.
Jimmy's got to take care of some business. All right,
I'll
Daddy.
be back, though. I'll be back.
All right, Daddy.
I appreciate the call. And by the way, they should claim Zach Plesac just because why not? Who cares at this point? All right, see you, boys.
All right.
Zach Plesac?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Cam likes his style on the mound.
Yeah, I do.
Who does he play for, Cam?
No idea.
Nobody.
Plays for nobody. There you go.
Bingo.
Used to be the Guardians, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick name.
Did he have did something happen with him?
What do you do,
What's
Charlie?
the deal?
What's the deal with Zach, please?
Was there any
touchy feeling?
No.
That was a bunch of other Indians.
Well, I know the whole Clevenger deal.
Guardians.
And Bauer.
Bauer has his own issues.
Yeah, he did a couple things. I don't know why you guys are always hassling Jim. I have never had any trouble hearing him, Fat Tony. Yeah, you have.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
He was at the race.
Oh, Chris
Did you
Tucker
see that?
was?
Chris Tucker was at the race. I guess he's friends. I think it's with Dave Stewart of Worldwide Technology Raceway.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Tucker had an all-white, just nice outfit cruising around the track.
Good national anthem, by the way.
Oh, that Plesac went out during COVID, Daddy Potter just said. I knew
it was something weird
I knew
like
that, too. By the end of the year, his numbers will be decent. This is some extreme confidence in a guy we gave the biggest free agent contract to in club history. Thanks for that analysis, simp. Oh, that was probably the Jimmy. That was probably the Jimmy. Anything simp related, I think, goes to Jimmy. Here's an idea, bow tie and wallet. Let's hire a manager with gosh dang managing experience and not some yes man puppet like the choker Marmello. God damn.
I think that's a fair point. After 3 straight managers that had no big league experience, that's a fair point.
Do the Cardinals have a leadership issue in the clubhouse among the players? Who is stepping up to vocally lead this team? Well, of course,
That's a fair question.
That's Andrew Kisner.
But also, you have to just play better.
I just play better.
It doesn't help. Hey, somebody stand on the table. Hey, we got to win. Oh, we just gave up a 5-zip lead.
Yeah, you can only do that so much, and I'm sure they have.
My guess would be Arenado.
Yeah, I mean, I think Goldie, I think Michaelis, I think Arenado, I think, I mean, there's a couple of candidates, some young guys on this team, though. I just hit when the pitching's decent. That's all.
I think I could be wrong here. I do think there's something wrong. Just the clubhouse doesn't feel great, but that's because you're losing. I don't think Ollie handled the Tyler O'Neill thing well. I think
no.
That doesn't mean he lost the clubhouse. I think the Wilson Contreras thing might have been the dumbest thing the Cardinals have done in my 15 years. And they can blame the media, but I think from a PR standpoint, that's about the dumbest thing the Cardinals have done in my 15 years. But still, it's about the fact that early on, your starting pitching was terrible, and the last month or so, you had that stretch where they went off. They went off that 2-week stretch. They were scoring 18 in a game, 16 in a game, 10. They went on a nice 2-week stretch, beat good teams, won series. Since then, the offense has disappeared.
We're going to I'll read a couple more here, then we're going to go to break and regroup. When Waino walks off the mound hanging his head after getting shellacked, he probably thinks, I should have called it a career last fall with the boys, the 3 amigos, 636.
No, he's getting 17 and a half.
I know.
He's going to get his 200 wins. He's going to get his... Let me tell you about this bobblehead, by the way.
Yeah.
There's a Waino bobblehead. Let me find it for you. It's the bobblehead with the England, with the London, what is it? The Buckingham Palace. Okay, it's the MLB London series featuring the Cardinals versus the Cubs, June 24th, June 25th. Kick off the celebration on Sunday, June 11th. That's coming up this weekend, Cam, when 25,000 fans ages 16 and up take home a bobblehead featuring Adam Wainwright in a traditional London Guard uniform.
Wow.
Visit cardinals.com/promotions for details. See, you got a bobblehead.
That's kind of cool, man. That's a trinket I like.
You would want this?
What? Yeah.
Yes.
Of course.